Sounds good, man.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode of Digital Voices. My name is Bo Tiffany. We talk about what's on our hearts and what's on our mind, figure out what's on your hearts, what's on your mind. Tell your story. Each one of us has a unique individual story, and this is a great platform for us to get together and share it. So today my special guest is Drew Halverson of Halverson Road. I've known Drew since my college days, and I am happy to have him as a guest today on our episode. With that said, Drew, thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
So when I first met you, we're talking the small town of Hollandale. I moved out there. I was going to school. I was dating a girl. I think my first interactions with you and your family was Bridget's father, who owned a local bar. I mean, just for our listeners, Hollandale, 800 people lived in the town, something like that. It was pretty small.
I don't even know. Yeah, something like that. Almost unincorporated.
Yeah. So we all kind of knew each other, and we all had, a pretty nice camaraderie and community relationship out there. I got close enough to your family and your wife and her sister through this girl that I dated, and I was going to school in Platteville. When I first met you, I knew that you were into music, but I didn't realize what that was going to become. We've been Facebook friends for, long time, and I have watched you go from playing, Hollandale to Dodgeville, and then doing all the community fests, and then you up and moved and went down south and started playing all over the place. I thought, wow, how amazing, and how much courage that took, and I really thought that was amazing. So let me ask you. One of the things I like to do is go back and figure out who it is that you are. So, were you originally from Hollandale, or are you from a different community?
I grew up in Dodgeville, actually outside of Dodgeville. It was on a dairy farm. Actually, Halverson Road is the name of the dairy farm that I grew up on. So this is my parents' farm. So I grew up, lived there till I was probably 18, until I was 20-something, I'm guessing.
Okay. So where did you pick up your first guitar, and what got you into the musical influence? Being on a farm, did you pick that up from a parent or?
Let me see. My whole family, we all just love music. It's just our thing. And so my parents, used to harmonize together. My brother, he started playing in a band, I think when he was 18, and started playing at church and all that good stuff. And so I was like, let's see. I know that I want to do something with music, and guitars are so damn cool. Yeah. So I think my brother gave me my first electric guitar, and so I used that and just went from one string and just kind of taught myself from there. So that's
you're self-taught, and is it by ear?
Yes, yeah. Okay. I don't read a note.
And do you don't read a note at all? Do you read tab at all?
I do not. No.
Okay.
I basically, because I do covers now. I kind of got away from the original music when I moved to Florida, because down here, unless you're big, they want covers. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started learning a shitload of covers and just going that route. And basically, so what I do is, let's say they want to hear a Leonard Skinner song. I'll find the Leonard Skinner song that they want to hear, the next week, and just listen to it and basically learn it in my head and just find it on the guitar. It's weird. You know what I mean?
Let me back you up a little bit. We're getting a little too far ahead. I'll save that note. No metaphorically, no pun intended.
Yeah, I got it.
Going back to Hollandale. So how did you come into meeting all of those people? Just because, it's close enough, I can imagine, to Dodgeville, obviously. Through school and interactions and things like that. Because as long as I've known you and Bridget, right?
Correct.
Have been together and two peas in a pod. So you guys must have met early on.
We met at the Red Room in Dodgeville.
All right.
She was bartending. And one of my friends said, hey, you got to hook up with this chick. She likes you, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm like, and all of a sudden started talking to her and I was like, bam, and then here we are.
Instant connection. And that's amazing. So you're one of the few friends that I have that have had one great relationship for how many years have you guys been together now? 20?
Oh, not quite that. I think 2006 or 7.
All right. So we're looking at 14 years. But
it's almost around there, I think.
Yeah, that's still that's a great run, man. I know that she's super supportive in everything that you do, which I also think is a really great dynamic for the two of you. Bridget is just one of those sweethearts. Everything I remember about her, I couldn't say enough good things. So, is she in nursing? Is that where my memory wants to go?
She is a teacher of the visually impaired.
Okay. I
down here.
Confused. Okay.
So, Braille and all that stuff she makes up. So
she has one of the biggest hearts, so that does not surprise me at all. That probably fits her really well. Now, what state are you located in down there?
We're in Titusville, Florida.
Florida.
It's off the East Coast.
But it's in the Gulf side, right? Because for some reason I thought it was close to New Orleans, but not so much, huh?
No, we're on the other side where Daytona Beach is.
Okay. So you see the hurricanes then?
We're about 35 miles south. So
you've been down there long enough. I actually had this personal injury that happened in St. Thomas, and 2 hurricanes wiped out the island as I'm going through my stuff. That was a complete nightmare. Both of those hit Florida. How many hurricanes have you seen since you've lived down there?
Oh my gosh, you got to touch the subject here, man.
Breaking up a little bit there. Say that again.
Since we've moved here, we've been through 3 that scared the daylight out of me, at least. So, it actually sent me into an episode where I had a panic attack for a straight week. Ugh. It was, this monster's coming at your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's not all fun and games. It's that.
So
it's the anxiety of, especially being a dad and a family guy as you are, how that impacts you. I never thought about that. I always think of, just everybody batting down the hatches, and I always forget the mental aspect of it. That would probably freak me out too. Have you?
Right. Yeah.
They do have shelters. Tell me the process. A hurricane comes in, you're batted down. Is there anywhere that you need to go while the eye passes over? What's the procedure?
Oh my. Well, it's not like Wisconsin, because you get fair warning, I think most of the time, a week beforehand. So unpredictable that, they could say it's going to go, I don't know, east, and it completely goes west the next day. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the bad things. But once we know it's going to be bad, they will suggest the barrier, or like if you're right on the ocean, they suggest you come inland. Otherwise, people are crazy in the stores with water, just like this epidemic or pandemic that's going on. So it's a blur for me, to be honest with you, because it's like a surreal feeling that like something is coming towards your family. And so I'm like, all right, we got to get sandbags, for the house. We got to get boards on the windows, et cetera, et cetera. But so, yeah, I mean, that's how you prepare. You stock up on food and batteries and all that stuff, because you're probably going to lose power. So
what brought you down there?
But let me see. Do you want the overall picture of it?
Well, let's start even before that. So you met Bridget, you guys got married, you started playing locally, and really were starting to play all over the place. Your music was catching on, people were loving it. I saw you start doing more and more and more shows, and then all of a sudden, poof, you went down to Florida. So what made you go down there? What drew you down there? And as soon as you went down, it seemed like you were playing all the clubs and all the bars and just having a great time.
Let me see. Well, besides it had always been a dream of mine, play on the coast. We came down on our honeymoon, went to the Bahamas, and fell in love with the ocean because it just brought peace.
Yeah.
Took the anxiety away. So we just kind of both agreed to start making plans, and we're like, we'll try it for a year. If the music works, then who knows? Mm-hmm. And so we're like, you only live once, so right. We said, all right, family, we're moving to Florida. You can follow us if you like, but
yeah. Well, and
that's really about.
Bridget went to college, right?
Yes.
Where'd she go to college?
She went UW Platteville.
Okay, same place I went. I didn't graduate, but long story to that one. I don't know if you saw me on the news, or if that was after
that was. I did see you. I'm not sure exactly when that was, though.
So that was 2013, right at the very end. So,
yeah.
And then,
all right.
Yeah, so I had a long struggle for like 9 years previous to finding that out, and then getting that expunged. And then I started making some really great progress and went down to St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands. So it wasn't my first time to the Caribbean, but I went down there because I have a dive school called Cokie Beach. And instead of getting my certifications up here, because I wanted to start a wreck diving charter on Lake Michigan, we have a ton of wrecks, and you just need a dry suit, because the water's so darn cold. But because of that, the wrecks haven't deteriorated. So we have wrecks from like the 1800s, early 1800s, and even probably later that exist that you can go down and dive on, which are just... It's an amazing experience, especially for a diver. The city that I live in, Sheboygan, now has a visitor center that they're currently building, and they're going to actually have a skippered boat come in and pick up divers to take them out to the wrecks that are near Sheboygan's city here. We have, I think, in the 2-3 mile area, we'll have like something like 30 wrecks. So there's quite a few. I know that there's a really nice schooner, just some really, really nice touristy stuff that they're starting to develop within that niche market. So, but that's what I was trying to do. So I had gotten a 32-foot yacht. It was a cabin cruiser, but big enough and great for scuba divers, and starting that on my own. And I ended up having that accident in St. Thomas. And so now I am doing podcasting and trying to get a DJ entertainment business off the ground and focusing on still recovering. I had a lot of spinal damage that affected internals. And so it's been a hard road for recovery, but I keep telling everybody,
I gotcha.
My voice is, or my body might be broken, but my voice isn't. Does that make sense? So it's hard to keep a good man down. I also like to sing too, so I do like a lot of KJ stuff, karaoke, DJing, and things like that. So that's my 2 seconds of fame. So when you first got down there, how hard was it to get in? You obviously had this ambition in you, and you said, you know what, you only live once, and bounce. And so now you're in Titusville. Did you have family down there already?
No, we absolutely nobody.
You just went on Craigslist, found an apartment or a place to rent, and
we cruised down, or we flew down like 2 months before we moved here, and like checked out different cribs and apartments, and then finally found one, and so then it was it. And so once we did that, I started contacting local venues, like within a 50-mile radius, kind of. And some of that, like, you'll have to send them a demo or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it just started. I started with one venue, and then I met someone there that said, check out this venue, and so on. And then, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing that you're really good at, is that networking. That's part of that that lifestyle. I don't know, you fit it well. So I've seen you play a ton of places. Tell me, what are some of your favorite memories now that you've been down there for a while?
Down here?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see. I played at this place called Cracker Jacks in my town, and they were having a benefit there the day that I was playing. And it was like most of the kids were crippled, handicapped, and mentally challenged, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it was just like their day, and like, so like the music they thought was for them and everything. Yeah. And so basically that was probably the best show that I've ever played. Like, but otherwise, I mean,
just
and that, yeah, that's
touch those heartstrings. I did an autism benefit, and I felt the same way. I didn't have, it was for an individual, but also then for their charity. But yeah, I know what you mean. There's something that it gives you that, I don't know, I think
it's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
I like it a lot. I just love giving in that way. So,
it's different.
So you guys got established down there. Any kids?
We have, let's see, a rat terrier beagle and a Chihuahua pug terrier mix.
Nice.
And then we have a Rupert, which is my niece.
Okay.
So she decided, she's like, you know what? If Uncle Drew can do it, I'm going to do it. So she moved in with us, and so we're just kind of got our own little family going down. And
that's great, man. I never had any kids myself, although I have the furry ones. So I have Charlie and Bootsy. Yeah, I didn't name the cat, but so what are you doing with this quarantine? What's that like down there for you guys?
Let me see. Well, all of my music venues, like, I mean, obviously got canceled, right. You know. So I've been trying to keep my sanity. I downloaded the Uber app.
Okay.
And so for a couple extra bucks, I do the Uber thing. But
yeah,
since this
everybody's
stuff is
been struggling. On, yeah, no,
I know. So
are you guys able to stay afloat though?
We're all right. You know, as with some money saved and stuff like that. And,
awesome.
You know, so yeah, we're gonna be all right.
You know, in my area, again, Sheboygan area for Wisconsin, for the people that are listening, One of the big things that happened with this epidemic or this pandemic was this buy up of toilet paper. I think was one of the first things to go, and just kind of the erratic thoughts of people. A lot of conspiracy theory, kind of right wing, way out there kind of stuff. And then just the social response in the stores and the clearing of the shelves of toilet paper and sanitizer and all these other things. What happened down by you?
What's that?
What happened down by you? What was your area like? What did you experience?
Well, the toilet paper right away.
Oh, same thing for you guys then, huh?
Yeah, basically the same boat. Like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, except for we're used to it because that's what we have to do before hurricanes.
Sure. Well, yeah. It's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting that there's a universal freak out, and those are the staples that people think about first. It seems to be obviously universal and not separate. How is your area approaching the opening up of the lockdown? Are you guys in favor of it? When is your official open up day? I know that ours here in Wisconsin is a little bit later than most. And then how are you guys feeling about that?
Let me see. The Safer at Home ended, what was it, 2 days ago.
Oh, so it ended early for you guys.
Yes. So right now, the restaurants are at 15% capacity if you eat inside. And then if you're outside, then it's like 6 feet apart, like tables and shit. So
right.
But yeah.
So things aren't getting back to normal even after you've opened up. It's still only like 15%. So people are still trying to social distance and kind of stay away.
Yeah.
How long do you think that's going to take, and how long do you think it'll take before you're able to get back into the swing of things for the music?
To be honest with you, I have a show tomorrow night. So
awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's an outside one. I have like a stage to myself. I'm probably like 20, 30 feet away from anybody anyway, so
sure.
You know what I mean?
So I know you said you're still doing a lot of covers when you're going out, but like every musician, did you take that time with this lockdown to kind of create some new music and stuff?
Not necessarily, really. Just trying to keep sane, like basically, and just kind of, I don't know. We've been in everybody's been in a twilight zone. So it's like I've picked up the guitar, a handful of times and, come up with a couple things here and there and write it down. But sure. Otherwise nothing too much.
So give me the background of this room, Heavens Deny. I want to play this track. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear it as it plays. So just let me give you the cue when it's over. That way I don't have you talking over it. But when did you write this, and what's it about? I particularly like this one. I like the intricacy of it on the guitar.
This one it's a deep one. I was hospitalized for 4 months. I don't know if you knew that, right?
No, actually, I didn't. Tell me about it.
Oh,
give us the background.
Well, I'm a recovering alcoholic, number one.
Okay. So
I'm sure you probably knew back in the day that I drank over 2 months.
Everybody in Hollandale drank.
That's true. No, I hit it well, but it caught up to me early, and this was shortly after, like, I hung out with you guys and met you and shit. I started getting really sick. I depended on it, like, in the morning and everything. And to make a long story short,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just alcohol. Yeah. So, I had my warnings over the years. The doctor said, you should probably quit, because your liver's going to start doing shit to you. But so anyway, to make a long story short, I started getting super sick at our house in Dodgeville, Bridget and I. So her and her sister brought me in, and that's where the fun began. So they basically, like, I had jaundice and just a bunch of, like, organs, like, basically taking shits on me.
Sure.
So yeah, to make a long story short, I remember the doctor coming in and saying, we're going to let you go on morphine. And so I'm like, oh, shit. So anyway, you know, I started fighting, and, like, you know, I think most people did not expect me to walk out of there. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so it was, and like I said, I mean, not many people really know that, but that's what got me going when I got out. Let's see, what year was it? In 2010. So we got out, and this room, I'll get to that, is about the hospital room that I was in for, I don't even know. I was probably in 20 different ones, but it was one of them that, you know.
As you're recovering, yeah.
Yes. So,
all right. Let me play that song right now. Again, let me give you the signal when it's over. You won't be able to hear it until I actually play this. I don't know why my system doesn't allow that, but so this room, Heavens Deny by Drew Halverson. 3, 2, 1.
This room is a crazy, crazy place these days. Seems like forever since I've been outside. The windows are so cold, like the body in which I lie. Thoughts are racing in my head. Am I alive or am I dead? I can't believe the things he said. I see your smiling picture on the wall. My eyes, they cannot focus on who it is. Shoot me up again. Oh, doctor, shoot me up again. Shoot me up again. Thoughts are racing in my head. Am I alive or am I dead? I can't believe the things he said. The devil tries to take me from this room. He says he's got a warm place for me to stay. I tell him to go to hell as he laughs at me. Thoughts are racing in my head. Am I alive or am I dead? I can't believe the things he said. The days go by and I finally see the light. The light hit, the light hit, the light hit me from above. A light that I had dreamed of before. I asked the light, what the hell am I gonna do? The light said, thoughts are racing in your head. Are you alive or are you dead? Can't believe the things he said. This room is a crazy, crazy place these days.
Wow, that was really good, man. That was really, really good. You can really feel. You can really feel everything that you went through. Wow, yeah. So that was powerful. I have to say, I'm super impressed. So after that song, you know, you're going through this recovery. You're damn near approaching the death's door, if you will. It gave you a new perspective, and knowing you with your family and how important they are to you. What'd you go through, and how did that change you?
What did I go through? Like,
yeah, I mean, recovery wise. So, you know, you're going to die, or things are looking bad. How'd you get better? You know, you just quit drinking and slowly things improved. You know, how did that affect your relationship? How did that affect the way that you were living life?
Let me see. After I got out of the hospital, I knew when I was in the hospital that if I had a chance to walk out of there, that I would never touch the bottle again. And I mean, I had thought that I'd known it before, but I think I probably had it in my system. Right. But anyway, there was something, I made a promise to the good one above, and I said, I need another chance. And to be honest with you, it's not even, I'm not going to say it's a breeze. It sucks, but I have a new, like, vision on life. Basically, I don't need that anymore, and I realize if I do drink it, then I'll be right back in that bed.
Right.
But since I got out of there, honestly, I've approached life. Let's see, I haven't stole anything. Like, I used to steal shit. I used to do this, you know, beating people up and shit. And I just turned that leaf over because I realized most of that was because of my addiction.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, once I got out and, you know, I'm going to live, Bridget and I just kind of took it, and we're like, we're going to take this and just go with whatever, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
you know, I am so happy that you got that second chance, and I'm so happy that you have, I mean, how many years has this been now?
Let's see. I'll be 10 years, January 26th, I think.
That's going to be a huge milestone. Are you going to be doing something to celebrate that?
I'm going to get drunk as shit, man. I'm just kidding.
You better not fall out that wagon.
Oh, no, those are done. I don't know. I hadn't really planned on it. It kind of gets like birthdays. Like,
look at it. Like, I guess when you have a mile marker like that at the turn of your life, and you were at death's door, and now you can look back at 10 extra years that you got, what you've done with it. And we've already talked about what we've done with it, right? You've been living and following your dream and performing live and doing so successfully because you keep going back and you keep getting new places and you start getting your group following, you know? And a lot of people talk about doing that. A lot of people can't do that. And the fact that you have is testament in who you are, man, you know? And you put your mind to something and you can pretty much do anything, right? It's kind of like you put your mind to exactly. To not drinking, and you're like, fuck it, I ain't gonna drink anymore. And I get that. I respect that. So that's amazing. And so life is getting a little bit better. Not as many wild moments, a little bit more harmony and less stressful, and that's probably always a good thing, except for when the weather rolls through, I'm assuming. So you guys have a lot of gators and snakes and all that crap. I always was like, oh man, I wouldn't want to live down there because all the gators and snakes and all the poisonous this and that. And, you know, coming from Wisconsin, how is it? Is it reality or is it just a bunch of here and there?
No, it's reality. We haven't had a gator in our backyard yet. I haven't really seen too many snakes, but I mean, if I walked, I don't know, probably half a mile up the road, if there's some water there, I'm gonna find a gator there. So
sure.
The gator part is very true. You don't really, like, I'm not worried they're gonna get in my backyard and eat my dogs, but
right.
Yet, but you know.
Well, I mean, you guys hunt them down there pretty good. I've seen Swamp People and a lot of those shows. One of the things that I came across that I really liked was gator meat. Wow. Wow, is that good? Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of like the first time I had lobster, you know, when you have this eureka in your mouth. Yeah, that was gator for me, man.
Oh, man. I just don't know. I don't know if I can agree with you on that one.
Oh, you don't like gator?
No. I think I'd rather cut my toe off and fry it up than eat gator tail. I'm just saying, man.
Maybe I'm weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the other white meat. You know, I loved it. It was really good. Maybe it was just where I had it. What's that?
For a lot of people, it is the other white meat. But.
So I lived in Savannah, Georgia for a while. It was Bible Belt territory. A lot of people were super hospitable. We had neighborhood clam bakes and you know, grilling, just people, camaraderie, that kind of thing. Is your area similar?
Gosh, I guess it depends. Like, we're in a good neighborhood here. You know, we give each other bananas and, you know, stuff like that. I've noticed a lot of Southern hospitality. You know, I don't know. I guess. Maybe
Savannah, anybody that's listening that's from Savannah probably knows what I'm talking about. There was just, there was a charisma there that was amazing. And so when I lived there for the bit that I did, it was a great experience. Florida for you, what kind of stuff do you get into in terms of fun? What's your big thing down there other than, well, you can't drink anymore? Do you do much on the ocean? You know, obviously, the key, I don't know, do you travel much? You just stay kind of around Titus? What do you do down there?
Yep. The only time I travel is for shows, but we live about 20 minutes from the ocean, so like if it's hot or something, like that's our thing, kind of go to the ocean. I used to go out there and like I wasn't even scared to swim out there, but now with all the shark bites, well, I guess it's been going on, but I just kind of zoned that part out.
Tell me about that. I didn't know there was an increase in shark attacks.
Well, I guess I don't know.
Is it brackish water or is it clear water, first of all? Because it changes in Florida depending on where you're at.
On the Gulf Coast, it's more clear.
Okay. So you can see through the water, fortunately. Savannah was brackish. It was real dark. You couldn't see through it at all. So even if something was there, you wouldn't know it unless you saw a fin.
Oh, hell no, man. No. And I just, I zenned it out, but then, like, I don't know, New Smyrna probably about, it's below Daytona Beach. Anyway, it's like one of the shark capitals of the world. Mm. So they say down here or something. And it's like the beach that I swim at, 20 minutes away, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I can't do this. Like, home play that.
Right.
So now I get my fin there. That's about it. But
Is there
Still,
lookouts, or
that's
I mean,
the
if it's at a public beach, do they have? I mean, they have drones now. And if it's clear water, I'd imagine you can see them. For sure. So I would think, if the beach has some kind of like lifeguard that has, some kind of monitoring stuff. I've seen that on the news. That's when they call everybody in from the water, like, get out of the water, there's a shark,
Right.
And get to the chopper now. It's a shark. So it's I don't know. I get you. For me, I scuba dive and I love the water. I love coral. So I don't know. I would love living down south where the water's clear and I can do something on the water. So maybe in the years ahead of me, that'll be a plan. I don't feel like I'm going to be where I'm at for the rest of my life. We'll have to see how that plans out. First,
I gotcha.
If the podcast thing takes off, fortunately, I can go anywhere with it. So, that's the other fun thing.
Hell yeah.
So, and yeah, how about you? You have a show tomorrow night. Is there a website that people can go to check out? I'm going to obviously be sharing your Facebook, Halverson Road Facebook page. What else do you have coming up?
Let me see. Well, as far as right now, there is only 2 other shows in the book because some of the restaurants aren't going to be having music yet.
Sure.
So it's kind of like a choice. So it's looking probably 3 shows in the next week and a half, something like that. But
I hope things
should
pick up. I hope so. My personal opinion, I don't know about yours. I guess I'm curious on that too before I let you go. With this lockdown and the number of people infected versus the number of people that are dying per se, was the lockdown worth it? Or are you in favor of it and think that maybe we should continue to lock down, or is this appropriate at the time that we're letting up on things? What's your view as just an ordinary guy?
I think, I'm more on the safe side. I don't think that they should open like things up like back to normal by any means. I think if people listen to what like they're saying, wash your hands and do this, and like I'm going to play a show Friday and I am going to be clean, you know what I mean? I'm going to be 20 feet away from people, but and they're all going to be social distancing, I hope. So I'm just both ways. I don't think that it should still be locked down completely, but if it's as bad as what they say they are, they shouldn't be opening shit up, Right. So I don't know.
The thing I think about are the people that were infected that didn't know that they had it. So they have what's called antibody testing that's going to be coming out, or has been coming out, be made available more, soon. But, it'll be interesting to find out if we've already had it. The second thing is, I know they still aren't 100% sure, I don't think, on whether or not you can recontract it. However, typically you're not able to, so fingers crossed that's the way that it stays, but it's weird. Is that the wife?
I hear you, man.
Yeah. So I'm wishing the best for you guys. And I think that's amazing that you guys have set up and are doing well down there. And yeah. So I want to play that last track that you gave me, Flew Away. And what's that about? Give us the background of that.
Well, like I said, this is when it was shortly after I got out of the hospital that I'd written these, and one of my best friends killed himself. Is my old guitarist, Rick Perry, and it had been like the 3rd suicide like in my life, basically. So all these thoughts started going through my head and shit, and just like there's a little piece of like Rick in the song, there's a little piece of Mike on Behind, one of my old friends, my old friend Ryan, so there's like a little piece of just like I'm pissed off, you know, but like, you know, I got to get it out. That's really the only way to explain it. I just had a lot of emotions, and I'm like, just gonna write it down. I don't really give a shit. So,
yeah. Well, let me play that now, and I'm happy to be able to play this because these are ones that you created, and like you said, you play mostly covers when you're out. So being able to showcase some of the stuff that you wrote that is actually you is a pleasure for me. So again, you won't be able to hear this, but I'll let you know when it comes back. And this is "Flew Away" by Drew Halverson.
Why'd you have to take your life instead? Getting over you are dead. I was wrong when I cursed you. I was wrong to stretch the truth. There are lessons to be learned. Girl, there are times when I give up. Every day's a different day. Then you flew away. You flew star that you become, looking over everyone, flying circles in the air, just so everyone was there. Yeah. Now there are lessons to be learned. Oh, there are times when I give up. Now every day's a different day. 'Cause you flew away. You flew away. Sundays always come too fast. Your religion didn't last. Now you're with the man above. So ring high just like a dove. There are lessons to be learned. There are times when I give up. Every day's a different day. Then you flew away. You flew away. Now I hear your echoes running through an empty train. I remember your last screaming words before you went insane. There are lessons to be learned. And there are times when I give up. Every day's a different day. And
Nice, man. Nice. Flew Away by Drew Halverson. He is multi-talented, playing all over within a 50-mile radius, really, of Titusville, Florida. Was going to have is having a show tomorrow. Before I let you go, what's on the horizon? Any bigger plans? Are you going to release an album? Going to continue to work on your solos, just kind of in private? Going to try to bust those out in public more? I personally think you should mix them in. They're great.
Gotcha. Well, I think I got most of the shit I needed to get out. So I'm going to try. I'm looking to write something more positive, something positive, but I'm a rocker, so I have to keep it on the heavier side. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
didn't feel like that was depressing. I felt like they were good. I don't know. Very introspective.
Well, thanks, man.
So I want to take the time really to thank you, man, for doing the podcast with me. I wish you continued success. I wish you much more success. And again, with what your wife's doing and what you're doing down there, your family has the hugest heart. I encourage any of our listeners that are in your area to come and check you out. I really appreciated the time that you took with me today, and yeah, man, I'm wishing you the best. So,
thanks.
With that, I'm going to end this podcast, and we will talk again soon, brother. Stay in touch, and I'll try to be a little bit more active via messaging you and shit. Life gets busy, but give loves and
yes, indeed.
Give loves and hugs to your wife and the rest of your family, and be safe.
We'll definitely do that, man.
All right,
you too, brother.
All right, peace, brother. Peace. One of the things that I like the most about being able to interview my guests is looking at the different personalities, the different roads, the different paths, the different life choices that you can make that can lead you into places that most people wouldn't even have thought. And the thing about Drew Halverson and Halverson Road Music and that whole clan and whole family is how big their heart is and how much they have to share with the world and the people around them. I know that in my time, they enriched my life and made my day a little brighter just knowing them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that you guys had an introspective look of someone who I think is just an interesting guy, wonderful guy, and I hope you all have a great day.